Well, what we're really trying to achieve at the Green Energy Finance Forum is to accelerate the movement of large-scale capital into renewable energy production. What that really means is we're trying to educate Bay Street about the depth of this opportunity. So to do that, we're bringing over a bunch of European speakers, for example, who will speak to their experience as large commercial banks and funds in placing large amounts of capital into renewable energy projects that run under very similar feed-in tariff programs to kind of de-risk it. And we really want to kind of say to the financial community, this investment opportunity is real, it's large scale, and it's not a niche investment opportunity. The feed-in tariff makes renewable energy a mainstream investment opportunity, and it's a new kind of asset class. So we're really trying to say to that crowd, take a look at this asset class and rebalance your portfolios to take it into account. The Green Energy Act is really, it opens the floodgates to enormous amounts of capital beginning to flow to the greening of our grid. Renewable energy production, wind, solar, and so on. From the perspective of climate change, it's the first real attempt at greening our grid, the first serious attempt at greening our grid. So Europe thus far has mobilized billions and billions of dollars under the feed-in tariff program, and they're really just beginning. So the greening of our grid is probably the largest infrastructure program in our history. It has provisions where the green energy that's produced over time, more and more of the components of that infrastructure need to be built in Ontario. So it's also meant to be, instigating or starting the demand for Ontario-based sort of solar panel production, wind turbine production, that kind of thing. So it's both an economic driver as well as the beginning of the greening of our grid. We're really looking for the decision makers in the financial community. And the reason for that is this is really the first event of its kind in that we're kind of opening the door to a substantive discussion about the Green Act itself. And this hasn't really been done yet. Bay Street's been sort of wanting answers and wanting to get familiar with this act. And really that's what we're doing. We're kind of initiating a very broad and very deep discussion of this opportunity. Jerome Guillot from Dexia, for example, is coming over from Europe. Niels Melquist will be speaking. So we've got Deutsche Bank, Dexia, some of the big European players are going to be here. We've got Paul Geip, who's really the world's foremost expert on feed-in tariffs, coming up from the States to speak about the mechanics of the feed-in tariff. We've got a number of Torontonian figures, Ontario financial figures, people from the service community. There's a lot. Jim Woolsey is probably a bit of a star attraction. He's very hawkish on energy security, and production of renewable energy is an issue of energy security as well as one of mitigating carbon. So there's a plethora of speakers, including myself and Ilsa, our CEO. The Green Energy Act is really the beginning, the first domino falling in what will be the deployment of, over time, hundreds of billions of dollars into this sector. So it's a significant opportunity, and we're really opening the door on that opportunity and beginning discussion as to how to mobilize that level of capital. At the end of the day, that's what this legislation is really designed to do. It's designed to say to all the financial players, you can make money in this space, you can make money in a very safe way in this space, so pay attention and move some capital into this new asset class.